First challenge I ever had was not a physical one, it was actually stopping smoking. I'd smoked for 8 years. It's something I really enjoyed actually. And when I think about it now, I can't believe it actually. But decided to stop smoking, and the reason was I was standing outside my place of work, and it was a pouring rain, and I was probably hungover. And this guy ran past me in the street, and I remember looking at this guy in the street and thinking, well, look at him, he looks so happy and full of life, and I'm standing here so miserable. I thought, well, this is it, I'm going to stop smoking and I'm going to start running, and I'll just see what happens. I never ran up until that point, and then next day I went for a run and lasted about 200 yards and felt sick and wanted to have a cigarette. But I didn't have a cigarette, and then the next day I went out and ran, and the next day I went out and ran. To cut a long story short, 4 months later, I signed up for my first race, which was a 10-kilometre race in Edinburgh, and set myself a target of sub 1 hour, so not incredibly fast, but I managed to do it in 55 minutes. And the significance of that is that it was probably the first time in my life I felt like I'd set a goal and I'd actually achieved it. I actually not just achieved it, I've exceeded my own expectations and everybody else's, and it was kind of I got a real buzz from that. So soon after that I just kept running, started cycling. Me and my friend Matthew that I used to work with, we decided we'd cycle the length of Britain, so Land's End to John O Groats, and it's a trip that thousands of people have done over the years, but again for me, we set a target of 12 days, but we've done it in 11 days, and at the end I thought, well, hang on, maybe I'm actually onto something here, maybe this is something that I could do a bit more of, this is what I'm meant to do. So then decided that I wanted to do something in memory of my mother. She passed away when I was 14, and I wanted to raise a lot of money for this local charity called Edinburgh Headway Group. So I decided to be a running challenge, and it'd be from Amsterdam to Barcelona, because that was the first and last place we went on holiday together as a family. I didn't have any idea how I was going to do it. I'd never run a marathon or anything at this point. But it's incredible when you get something in your head, something sparks in your mind and you just can't get it out of your head. So I'd be lying there, this was about maybe June, July 2009, and every night, every day is all I thought about. I couldn't get it out of my head. So I got in touch with the charity and said, I'm thinking about doing this thing, and they just kind of laughed at me and said it's probably not going to happen. And I thought it was nuts. And then my fiance found this route that existed online, which was for cyclists, and it went from Amsterdam to Barcelona and avoided all the major roads. So I kind of thought I didn't really have an excuse not to do it now, because the route was there, it was written for me, all I had to do was follow it. So September 2009, officially said I was going to do this, and on May the 1st, 2010. So it gave me about 7 months to train for it properly. And it was going to be 1,311 miles, so I just took the marathon distance and divided it by the total distance, and it gave me 50 marathons plus 1 mile. And the spare mile was actually quite significant, because that's the mile me and my dad ran together at the end in Barcelona. So it's 50 marathons, and it was 56 days in the end actually. And everybody asked me why I was planning to have an extra 6 days, but it was just because I had to switch support person every single week at the airport. And looking back now, actually, I probably wouldn't have had support if I had a choice. It's nice having someone there with me, but actually it more kind of broke up the running. So having a day off at the end of the week more kind of knocked me out my stride a little bit. But began training for it, and I had no idea what I was letting myself in for. Went from running probably about 25 miles a week to 100 miles a week. Somehow managed to survive against everybody, every physio, every friend, everybody that told me you're going to hurt yourself. Somehow managed to get through it, body adapted, got used to it, and then started in Amsterdam. It was Queen's Day, there was 4 million people getting wasted in Amsterdam. It's a brilliant start to an amazing adventure. And the 450 I was in pain, but I was still buzzing because I was here, I was doing this thing I thought about for nearly a year. I had all this support coming home, but quickly that quietened down, quickly the adrenaline wore off, and then it just, after about the 10th, it mainly became in the morning every day, getting up and thinking, how are you going to do this today? I remember one day clearly my friend Matthew was with me, and he was staying in a separate room, and I woke up and I was in one of these rooms where it's like blackout curtains, so literally it's completely black, you can't see anything. I woke up at 7 in the morning and thought, I could probably just stay here today. I can't believe I've got to get up in the pouring rain and run an hour marathon today. But you know, something got me up out of my bed. I don't know what it was, just what I used to do was a really handy trick for those mornings when I felt bad, or when moments like that happened, was I filmed everything on a little handheld camera. And I'd always film the morning, halfway point, and at the end of the marathon. And every single time I woke up in the morning, I'd look back at the videos from the day before, and in the morning it would be, I can't be bothered with this today, I don't want to do this. And I'd look at the next one halfway through and I'd just be so happy. And at the end I'd be absolutely elated. And every morning that was another reason, you know. And when there was a setback like that, you just look back on the videos and think, just get on with it, because it's just one little setback. It's not the end of the world. I think there's something definitely good about not being so prepared. And that sounds a bit odd, but there's something about the unexpected, or you know, not knowing what's going to happen, which is part of the excitement for me anyway. I know there's other people that I know that do things like this that are, you know, meticulous in their preparation and everything, and it's got to be down to a T. But I kind of quite like not having so much of a plan. And one thing I do like to do though is the night before just be completely alone with my thoughts, and just to relax. Not necessarily putting together a plan in my head, but just to have that calm and stillness and time to myself, just to reflect and get myself together, you know, strong physically and mentally. And looking back now, I go for a run now to do 20 miles, and I think, how did you do that? But like I say, it's just amazing when you get something in your mind and you just can't shake it. You just have to do it. I'm doing it in memory of my mum, obviously. You know, I told my whole family and all my friends I was doing this, and I was doing it for her. So you know, you're not going to stop when you're doing it for such a big reason. And then I didn't actually want to make an ass of myself as well by not finishing it. But no, the main motivation was, you know, doing it for mum, absolutely, and that's enough. And that would have been enough on its own to get me up every single day.